Hi, I'm JP Hoe, and my favorite album is definitely the Beatles' White Album. And I know that that's a very common answer, but there's so many important reasons why this is the best record of all time. Number one, it is filled with so many songs that are part of our culture, a part of sort of the Western world's culture musically, and so many songs have penetrated into so many people's lives. Blackbird, maybe the most covered song of all time ever, back in the USSR. That's breaking down doors. This record, they just didn't care, and they said, we're gonna throw it all in there. We've got a whole bunch of great songs. We've got a couple of super crazy drug-fueled songs that aren't necessarily my favorite, but what I love about them is that they said, we don't care. We want to make the record we want to make. And in my world, and all the records that I've made so far have been the records that I want to make. And, you know, I wish my record sold as well as the White Album, but I feel that if you're gonna be an artist and you want to do this as a job, you need to find that balance of being creatively satisfied, and also, sort of being responsible to make records that people want to like as well. And I think they found that incredible balance, and I hope that however long I get to do this job, that I keep using the White Album as a template to say, make the record you want to make sure that it's good, and hopefully it connects to people. And that's why I love the White Album. I was a teenager when I listened to it, and I just met a group of friends who would soon become my first backup band, and my house growing up, we didn't have. My dad was more into like Bob Dylan and Neil Young, and so the Beatles weren't all that prevalent. It was sort of all the songs you'd find on the Beatles' #1 album, and so when I met this group of friends, they all brought like Beatles baggage with them, and it was incredible to be in my late teens, early 20s, and have this, musical epiphany where I was getting to dive in and indulge on what I consider now to be the greatest band ever, but to get to go into that music with a more sophisticated ear, and just starting my journey as an artist out, to get to see what they were doing and realize so much of today's pop rock, is owed to the Beatles. And this being one of their final offerings, it was very, very special to see someone be that bold and to try and, think outside of the box, even though they were like the most popular, they could have done anything they wanted. They still chose to make this record, which is kind of crazy. The second album, it's got so much more bizarreness to it. They didn't need to do it, but they wanted to, and I love that. I love that. I hope one day I'll have the balls to be, just as gutsy and throw caution to the wind. So yeah. I love Dear Prudence. It's the second song on the first disc, and maybe like 7 years ago, for New Year's Eve, this theater back home in Winnipeg asked if we would do a Beatles night, and we'd never done anything like that before. But I decided, yeah, we're gonna do this, and I built I built the stage from the Ed Sullivan Theatre with all the giant foam arrows pointing down towards us. And out of the 30 songs we played, Dear Prudence has got this real subtle intensity to it that when you play it, I don't know, like I felt more alive than I did for the rest of the set, and I just didn't want the song to end, even though it's so repetitive and it doesn't really take off in any sort of musical landscape. It's not a song that takes you on a musical journey per se, like in a ton of other Beatles songs, but it's really comforting. The lyrics are beautiful and warm and inviting, and somehow they still manage to take the same rhythm and riff and just bring it to a joyful, happy place that I think it's one of the more underrated songs, and I could listen to it and play it over and over and over again. I'm a Paul guy, and obviously John has got tons of great material, but the record that John released solo after they were done, I had a harder time connecting with. I think I align myself more with Paul because his orchestration and his production, I think, continued to develop after the Beatles. Even to his last few records, I think there's still incredible songs that I can't believe he's still doing it. It's hard to think of any artists who've been doing it for 50 years still creating, great, memorable, strong, melodic, pop songs. And I hope he keeps making them till the day he dies, because I'll keep listening.